Hello, everybody. This is your girl, the Moody, aka Joy, and I am actually here to actually go over a video game and go into a video game review that I like. This is my very first one, and I picked this one pretty much so that I can get the ball rolling, and pretty much so that hopefully you guys can get to know me a little bit better and get to know some of the things that I like. As I say before, I will be doing videos sort of like this, where I am going into games that I like, and you're welcome, more than welcome, to give me recommendations about games that you like, and I'll go through and try to see if I can go ahead and play that game and things of that nature. So, my first thing that I want to go into today is the game that I play all the time. I still play to this day. I've kind of weaned off of it a little bit. However, I still play this game. I even played it today while I was at work on break, kind of on break. But the game that I'm going to go into today and review today and give you a little bit, a couple of tips just in case you may be new to the game, or you may have missed something towards the game, or maybe my tips might help, or things of that nature, is going to be Among Us. So, if you don't know already, Among Us was created in 2018. They created the game at that time with the expectation, of course, of it being as popular as it still is today. And it is popular, and it has been popular for a while. A lot of creators, and creators on YouTube, creators on Twitch, and creators everywhere else, they still to this day play that game. And not only do they play the game Among Us, they also still enjoy playing this game with their friends. And if you're like me, who I don't really have friends half the time, but I still like playing the game just in general, just to see who may have done it, who may not have done it, things of that nature. I still love the game. I always consider it in my mind a game that is like a more so of a whodunit type of game. So, with it being a whodunit type of a game, a whodunit type of a situation, you can just kind of put yourself in the shoes of the crewmates. So the crewmates, of course, run around a ship that is always broken. This ship is broken every single time. Like, it's never a clean ship where everything, and what I mean by clean, of course, is it's never a ship where the ship is already ready to go. You have to fix something, of course. And of course, it's kind of a time basis, but it's kind of not a time basis, of course. You have to finish the task before you are killed by an imposter, or the imposter, of course, can win the game if they are able to successfully kill you in this game. So you have to quickly finish your task to win the game, or, of course, that imposter can kill you and they win the game. So it's that. It's kind of like a whodunit in my book. I don't have a good or a better definition so far with Among Us, other than that. Like, I always put it in the mind of a whodunit type of game where, you have to figure out who the killer is, and the killer can either get away with it, or you can catch them fully in the act. So all of that. So I actually wanted to let you know and give you a little bit more of a synopsis of it. Of course, the game started off in 2018. It started off with 10 people, and now you can play up to 15 people. At the time, the imposters were 3. It is still 3 imposters, but you have that flexibility now to go up to 15 people, and those 15 people with 3 imposters will work in the game. It will work. But at first, when it first came out, it was just weird because you had 3 imposters, so you could only play 2 imposters to 10 people. Because if you put 3 imposters with 10 people, you have a very quick game, right? So you have to at least have 4 people playing the game. They really recommend you, of course, to have at least more than 6. So you want to at least have more than 6. You can go all the way up to 10. If you go to a game of 6, or if it is just 6 people, then that's pretty much going to be a quick game too. You kind of want to gauge it and have a game of 10 people at least, and then you can just kind of build from there. Uh, they have I don't want to say buttons, but they have they have controls and things like that where you can just move it, of course, up and down if you're the person making your room. So you can go up to 15 people. You can have up to 3 imposters, and those 3 imposters do their job. They fake tasks because that's their job. And of course, they can go ahead and kill you or take you out of the game. And if you're like me, I hate being killed. But some people are just so good. That's not even funny. But I end up yelling at the computer all the time. I literally end up yelling at the computer, and I'm like, why? It's blue. I promise you it's blue. That's me. That's literally me. But anyway. So how is it is a 15 player game. They've changed it to 15 players. It actually works. And they also have 4 ships that you can be on. So you have 4 different ships that you can be on. And each one of those ships, of course, everything's broken. You have to fix it, and you have to do it in a somewhat of a timely fashion before the imposter kills you themselves. If you get the imposters both or all 3, sorry, not both, but all 3 of them out of the game, then you win the game. So one of the things too that I like about this game is that the 15 people that you can play with, and you have a bigger ship. So let's say, for instance, you're on an airship. So if you're on this airship, you're running around and things of that nature, you have a bigger ship, and it's more of an advantage in that game for the imposter. So the imposter has way more of an advantage. However, if you are a very smart and savvy person, then you're able to figure out who it is pretty much almost all the time. There are also people who are on the game also who may cheat and things of that nature. However, unfortunately, they're there. Just when you play the game, don't worry about that. But what I like the most also about this game, just in general, is the fact that you can play on this game or play in the game, and it's more recommended too. They actually recommend you do this, but they want you to play with friends, with people that you know. So the more likely it is for you to play with friends, it is also more likely for you to, kind of know how your friends kind of act most of the time, and you can kind of gauge it, and everyone ends up having fun. So for me personally, you can also do it without a mic. I usually always do, the gameplay without a mic. That works. You just have to text the whole way. So you're just typing in yes, no, maybe it's this person, maybe it's that person. One of the cool things that I like also right now is that they have roles. So now they have roles in the game. They pulled this out like last year in 2021, where they now have roles. So you have the role of the doctor, you have the role of you have the role of the doctor, you have the role of the scientist, you have the role of the guardian angel, and you have the role of, I'm sorry, not doctor, that is just scientist. The scientist, guardian angel, engineer, and the last and final one is for the imposter, and that's the shapeshifter. What makes it so fun is that depending on how you set up your game and depending on how you set up the board, you can use any one of those roles for people to use and utilize in the game. And you can especially use the shape-shifting one, which works very, very well with the imposter. A lot of people have given good reviews about that. And then, of course, people just don't like that at all. They just like the old way, so they play the old way also. Okay, guys, so let's get into this. So, What I have right now is a game of Among Us. I actually have it pulled up. I haven't gone into the game. So once you go to the landing page, it's going to give you something different. And I can go ahead and show you that really quick. So of course, you're gonna start off here. So right here, you're gonna start off with a couple buttons that start off the game. It's going to be online play, local, how to play, and free play. Now, if you have your mobile phone, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to pretty much say, it's pretty much going to say online, which you can still go online too. So I guess what I should say here is that the screen itself is completely the same. On both platforms, you have a quit button, you have a back button, you can go online. Right now, they've made updates to the point where you can have a friends list here. And of course, everyone now has an account. When this first started out, people didn't have accounts, so a lot of times there was unchecked cheaters who would come into the game and disrupt the fun gameplay that was Among Us. So they have kind of curbed that a little bit more. I know that it still happens, but I don't know if it happens as much as it used to. So they've curbed that a lot. So what we're going to do right now is we're actually going to go online really quick. We're going to go ahead and find a game. And see, there's 2 left here. This one might be full. Oh, it's not. It is not full. Okay, so that's cool. That makes me feel better. And we're actually going to be starting the game. So you may or may not see my fingers. They're moving and I'm playing the game with you guys. So bear with me a little bit. I have to get my buttons. So what I'm going to show you right now is, right now they have the screen that says shush, and then you have to figure out at that point, they figure out what your role is. So my role right now is a crew member. So my goal is to find all the tasks I have to do and then complete them. Now, when you're also in a system, you can actually do all mouse, or you can do mouse and keyboard. I at first started doing mouse and keyboard, and then I kind of stopped doing that because I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. So I ended up just kind of going with both. So I do keyboard and mouse. So you have that decision to go with. So now this is a game where I don't really have friends. So I'm depending upon my chat to kind of figure out who is it and where everything is. So I'm going to go ahead and put my message in here. So I'm a crew member. My goal in this game right now is to not die, is to not get killed. That is my goal. It can be rare when you get imposter, or you can have a good day where you get imposter all the time. So it all depends. It literally all depends upon the situation. So I was 22. I don't know what 22 is. I'm an engineer, low key, pink is sus. So then you have people, because we're doing it in a chat instead of a voice chat, we're doing it through just a regular chat where we have to write things down. So a lot of people, of course, are going into, hey, I think they're sus. Hey, I think they're suspicious. They're this, they're that. I'm skipping. And I'm also going to skip too. So I actually see here that there is like no evidence. So I'm going to go ahead here and skip my vote. I did that already. I kind of don't need this anymore. Oh, well, I didn't get a chance to finish. But if I'm still alive, then I'll be able to go ahead and vote again. So we still have time to do that. So there you go. Right now, of course, it says tied. No one was ejected at this time, but someone believes that they may have, they may think it's somebody else. So they may think it's someone else. So because they think it's somebody else, let me go ahead and use this. Hopefully I don't die here. But they think it's somebody else. It was tied. That means a lot of people did not go for it. When you skip a vote, of course, that vote means that, hey, there's literally no evidence really here that I can sit back and say, hey, yeah, it's them. So I'm still an admin right now. Again, I'm hoping that nothing happens here. I have my admin card, and I'm just trying to finish my task. At the top, of course, you have the taskbar. That taskbar, of course, pretty much states that, it's too slow. There we go. We have the lights that are off. Again, anything can happen. There's yellow. There's orange. And then cyan or blue. One of the blues are dead. Oh no, actually white is dead. So now, of course, I have to go and talk to somebody really quick. What are we doing? Right, where's the body? That's the main question we're going to ask here. And I feel like no one's really answering the question at all right now, but that's fine. We're just going to go ahead and continue here. Line's clear. Alright, well, again, we have no real evidence here, so I'm going to go ahead here and skip my vote. Press my check. And then that's my vote for right now. I still don't know who did it. But whoever the killer is, it's kind of killing a little bit slow. So there's that. So I'm just trying to figure out who it could be. So, of course, again, like I said before, my goal right now is to stay alive. My goal is to actually be smart and kind of stay alive. And once I go ahead and finish this or the game ends, then we can go ahead and, oh wow, looks like they got orange out. They must have actually did that by a process of elimination. So they were an imposter. It looks like there's one imposter left. So we got one out. So there were two imposters so far in the game. So now we got one out. So since we got one out, we're going to go ahead on now, and there's the lights again. I kind of don't want to go in here. There we go. Oh, for real? There's one killer left. Oh, I have a thing in here anyway. I hate the calibration, by the way. Of course, an emergency meeting. Let's try to see who it might be. And so I kind of don't know what color it was. However, they just left the game. So you'll have something like that happen. I'm going to play one more game and see if I get an imposter. If not, then we're just going to go ahead and end the game. But, like, you kind of have an idea right now exactly, well, not exactly, but you kind of have an idea how you would play this game. I think this game is full. It is. Okay, let's find another game really quick. Let's go with this game. And then we're going to just try to see if I can get imposter and then go from there. Like I said before, I mean, imposters are the bad guys, so, you know, it's like, it's cool. Like I said, I get antsy when I'm the imposter, so if I do get imposter, then hey, it is what it is. Why am I orange? Well, okay, we'll go with orange. For the sake of the video, we'll go with orange. So we're going to go ahead and wait. They, of course, have the signature shush. And then, of course, I am still a crewmate. So, if I were an imposter, it looks like they have two imposters. I don't think they have one. I think they have two. So, as you can see right now, I'm just still doing the task. I'm slow at this task. Too fast and too slow. There we go. Now just continue moving on. Why can't I? Okay, there we go. I just continue moving on until all my tasks are complete. Once my tasks are all complete, you know, I've pretty much done what I need to do. But during the duration of time, the killer, or killers in this case, have already struck. So you have two people who have already died. And so now we have to figure out who it is. Okay. But in a nutshell, this is pretty much the gameplay itself. I kind of don't want to continue forever, only because it may take a long time, or I may not ever get imposter. Sometimes it's very, very rare to get it, and then other times I'll get it all the time, 3 or 4 times, just always doing it. So, that was a little bit of a tutorial. Oh, 2 people voted for green. It was a little bit of a tutorial for you guys, so you can kind of see a little bit, when you go into Among Us and when you play Among Us, how it benefits and how it works, how it benefits people, and then how it works, just in general. Like I said, if I were the imposter, yeah, I would try to see if I could plan the things I need out. At any time, especially in this area, something's bound to happen to you. So always keep that in mind. But it's less sus on you if you're literally trying to do the task as quickly as you can, as quickly as possible. I'm still here with pink, but I don't think it's pink. So there's white. White seems to be coming back and forth a lot. So I feel like, white is dead. So let me report that. Oh no, it's blue. Oh no, it's white. It's white. I was right. It was white. So of course I go ahead and report it. I don't know who it is though. Or engine, whichever one comes first. So then of course I say where it is. I don't have anybody that I'm sussing, so I don't know. And then of course I have to fight, of course, for myself. Like, okay, I think you're sus. No, it is not me. There you go. But I think I'm going to go ahead and leave the game. But I just wanted to let you know a little bit about the gameplay itself. How you can go ahead and utilize it, and how you can use it either to your advantage one way as a crewmate to try to get all your tasks done, or you can use it another way as the imposter to sabotage and kill your crewmates. So, thank you so much for your time. Have a good day.